Are you anti-Trump? If so, good, you're smart. At the same time, stop being so impressed with your response to him. It's not working. I work pretty much full time on how to deal with people like Trump, how to deal with people like Trump's followers, how to engage with people there's no talking to, how to deal with absolutists. I am unimpressed by my solutions to that challenge. I don't think we're very good at it yet. The evidence is really strong that we're not good at it. And yet the evidence is also pretty strong that the anti-fascist movement, the anti-MAGA movement, is very impressed with its capacity to speak truth to power. And I'm saying it's not good enough. I know we need to stay hopeful. I know we need to stay confident. But we have to be realistic. And what we're doing isn't enough. I have so many anti-Trump friends who feel like because that movement is so stupid, they have nothing to learn from it. There's nothing for them to learn from the situation. The stupidity of the Trump MAGA fascist movement makes them feel like there's nothing to learn here. I'm saying the techniques we've developed, including the ones from the last century, all that stuff about peace and love and kindness, is not working. It has made us, in a way, the kinds of wimps that were easy marks for a fascist movement. We forgot how to fight. We forgot how to collaborate. We're not good at it. We might rail against the Democratic Party because it has failed us, but at the same time, we are like that too. There's something for all of us to learn, some new strategies we have to develop because, frankly, the strategies we've got are not good enough. That is so obvious. 30 years ago, we thought we had all the bulwarks we needed against fascism, and this incredibly lame movement came in and simply took over. And here we are in the opposition, wringing our hands, voicing outrage, expressing righteous indignation, lapping up the scorn at them, and all of that is justified. It's just not enough of a solution to the problem. We have a whole lot of learning to do because what we're doing isn't working well enough. So if you are anti-Trump, like me, please look for better techniques for humbling or humiliating humans who will say or do anything to avoid human humility. It's a problem that just keeps on showing up worldwide. It may be that we will not survive this round of fascist takeover. But if we do, we had damn well better be better at nipping it in the bud and responding to it effectively, because all of our proud, satisfied, speaking truth to power, being the representatives of morality to this immoral movement that doesn't care about morality is not enough to stop it. So we can pray that they will snuff themselves out on their own brain fart. But we have to do better as citizens. We're not good at this yet. And I'm saying that as someone who's spent the last 20 years cultivating new techniques for responding to this kind of asshole movement. When I get interviewed, I sometimes get introduced as an expert on assholes. I am not an expert on assholes. I don't think you can be. But I do think you can be a specialist on it, looking for better responses, more effective responses, ways to undermine these movements that have their own addictive momentum. And for that, you really got to stop being so damned impressed with your ability to talk like there's no talking to them because they're beneath us, or if we just scold them with the right moral message. Who knows what'll happen over there? Not paying much attention to that. What I'm paying attention to is my own exaltation, my own excitement at being the moral authority. We aren't going to win that game with them. They're not playing that game. You've got to cultivate what's called tactical empathy. Empathy does not mean sympathy and charity. It means a capacity to imagine what it's like from another person's perspective. You use it in advertising. You use it in torture. If you want to be able to inflict the most pain, and I'm not saying you do, then you have to actually be empathic enough to know what would cause the most pain. If you want to know your audience and actually have an effect on your audience, you gotta get out of your own damn shoes and your pride at speaking truth to power and really try to imagine what's going on for them and really try to find something that will be effective on these people. And so in a way, they are the hardest problem we would ever have to deal with. People like that, because they want everything you do to be ineffective. That is their goal. So it's really an intense challenge for us to figure out how we could actually get through to them, because they want nothing to get through to them. That's the whole point for them. But for us to feel like, well, I spoke truth to power, I laid the morality on the line, I told them they were hypocrites, I'm therefore proud, I've done my duty, that's not enough. For a simple example, we keep on saying, see, this proves you're a hypocrite. To them, hypocrisy is a badge of honor. Rich people, billionaires, kings, they get to be hypocritical. So if you don't even notice that and instead are just shaming them and walking away feeling all chuffed like you just spoke truth to power, you're missing the point and losing your country. Let's just try to be less impressed with what we say to them and more thoughtful about what's really going on with them and how we could get in there and have an influence on them. This is not me saying we have to speak up or we have to take action. None of that. I'm talking about tactics. I'm talking about techniques, because our techniques aren't enough. Our protest signs aren't enough. We have to do better at it. And to that end, I have a proposition for you. It's a study group I've been leading for about a year. Meets every other Sunday. It's free. It's private. People signed up for it by responding to my videos here. They got interested in exactly this question, and they want to find better techniques. So we meet every other Sunday, 9 o'clock in the morning, informal. We don't take roll. There's no homework assignments. These are people who are dealing with Trumpists, and they bring in ideas about things they've tried, and we talk about how to make them more effective. And we search for ways to make them more effective. I am not saying, well, that's not the way to do it. This is. The whole theme of it is repertoire, not recipe. It's really hard to figure out how to talk to these people to make a dent in their, you could say, spiked suit of armor. How to reach the human inside, either to coax them out or poke them in the eye because they're so addicted to hiding inside their spiked suit of armor, they're not coming out. But it's not like I am the teacher of this group. We are all exploring because none of us are satisfied with the solutions we have so far, nor should we be. Because actually, if you look at how we're doing, we can say that Trump is upset. Yeah, upset is part of his drama. He's also still succeeding in gaining more and more ground. The only guardrail left is public opinion. We have to do better at shaping public opinion in our neighborhoods by being more effective and less proud of ourselves in our interactions, our engagements with these people there's no talking to. So come join our study group. It's free, it's private, it's not an emotional support group, though we like each other a lot. People bring in ideas of what they tried on their mother, on their uncle, on their neighbor. We talk about ways in which we could make it more effective. We've got all sorts in there. We've got former Trumpists. We've got a hero of a survivalist reality TV show who was invited to speak at the Proud Boys conference. We have all kinds in there. We have just people who want to understand, people like you who just want to do better because what we're doing is not working. It's impressive to us. It's not making an impression. Please join us. It's at this email. Just email me here and I'll add you to the list. You don't have to show up. We don't take roll. There's no homework. It's easy, but it's actually more effective than a lot of the stuff that people are trying these days. And that's kind of my central point. I am not satisfied with what I've come up with so far, even though I've come up with a lot on the subject. I don't think it's an easy problem, and I don't want my moralizing pride to get in the way of strategic, tactical understanding of what's going on with these people and what it will take to respond to them effectively. By the way, this work has application in your personal life if you're dealing with narcissists or whatever you want to call them, gaslighters or whatever, and for the rest of history, because these guys keep on showing up. These people who get addicted to playing hero and are proud of their hypocrisy and all of that. So we're going to try and do more effective things about that, and we need you in on that search for more effective techniques. Come join us.